Man, sometimes the Ravens are just their own worst enemy. They just can't get out of their own way. Between all the penalties, the drops, Justin Tucker, I don't know what's going on with Tucker, but between Tucker and Stout, they need to figure it out because missing 2 field goals, it look you can see what it did. We were down 2. That's 6 points worth of field goals. They need to figure it out. They came into the game hyping up the Steelers, Russell Wilson, the defense. I mean, I didn't really see it, but they didn't have any touchdowns, all field goals. Their pass rush is still top tier. TJ Watt, he's a monster, but definitely the pass rush would definitely put some pressure on Lamar. O-line on the Ravens was terrible today. So many penalties. McCary, I don't know what he was thinking today. It was terrible. Every time we would get up the field, got to bring it back. In that late pass to Zay, I don't know what he was doing. He was trying to catch it like this instead of like this. It's too many mistakes. You can't have that many mistakes in a game like that. Divisional game, you just can't have that many mistakes. In the worst part, I'm not gonna blame the whole game on coaching, but John Harbaugh has always been one to call a timeout. Just because I don't know how, but we had all our timeouts at the end of this game. And the last play where we were going for the 2-point conversion and Likely and Aguilar were arguing over who's supposed to be where. He should have called a timeout. I don't understand how he didn't see that, or I don't understand how Harbaugh didn't think that, hey, maybe this is a good time to call a timeout. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense. Not to mention the receivers. The receivers have to help out Lamar. Now, this will be, on paper, Lamar's 3rd interception. This will be the 3rd time that it was the receiver's fault that the other team has the ball. They need to work on ball security. Even Derrick Henry, that first play, that first drive, I forgot it's the first play or not, but that first drive, he definitely has to hold the ball tighter. Yeah, Queen was in there, but look, you're going to have to hold that ball. There was absolutely no reason that they should have lost that game. Russell was getting sacked so much that I thought we was going to go in there and smash him. But, hey, I mean, Ravens got caught up in the hype. Lyman rather argue with the other team rather than do what they supposed to do and not get penalties. It's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate because the defense finally looked like, at certain points of the game, looked like that they got their stuff together. Defense really looked decent, a little bit. Making stops. You see they didn't get a touchdown at all. I mean, was that the defense or was that Russell Wilson just isn't really that good? But Justin Tucker, I mean, those are the points that we left on the field. 6 points, 2 field goals. It's just one of those things where, you don't want to just assume that he's washed, Maybe he's just having a bad run. Maybe it's not him. Maybe it's Stout. He's not going to come out and say that it's not Stout or it is him. He's going to say, oh, it's just some things we got to work on. It's just, we got to get back in there and practice and get it right. Yes, you got to get it right. But we also have to, they got to be grown enough to go in there and say, hey, we got an issue here. We got to fix it. And if you don't fix it, we'll get somebody else to do it. Because as you can see here, they're losing games. because of it. Now it's getting in the way of winning. A lot of the other times, maybe we didn't need it. But today they lost because he missed 2 field goals. That's just what it is. It's always hard when the Ravens lose like this. It's different if they play their hearts out and the other team just, you know, we just happen to lose. And both teams it was just a shootout, and you know everybody played like they were supposed to. You know, the Ravens went out there and did their thing. The Steelers went out there and did their thing. But that's not what happened. The offense, they didn't really show up. And I ain't leaving Lamar out of this. He overthrew. I think he overthrew Zay, overthrew somebody else. But he didn't play terrible. He's still, he could have made some better decisions with running. Like the overthrow to Zay, he had an open lane. He should have run it. He should have ran it. But it's always frustrating to see them lose like this, especially when you know they're better than this. But they went out there and they got an L. And it's the worst kind of L. It's to the Steelers. But we're going to get into this later. Hopefully next week, where we beat the Chargers. And hopefully during the week we can hear what they're doing to fix the issues, especially with Tucker. I don't know, man.